right, fellas. I've got something to tell you. I've got a little piece of information which I think is worth noting. Right, when it comes to a character in a show, right, when it comes to a fucking Naruto and a Goku and a whoever else, and this is just for example, of course, you can apply it to your own situation. You know when they get fucking massive buff power-ups, it's not magic, right? You can't apply a fucking sensu beam to real life. But what you can apply is a fucking time skip. I'm saying 1 year spent in that hyperbolic time chamber. I'm talking a fucking 2 year training trip with Jiraiya, right? I'm talking what other show has them? I'm talking your whole crew gets fucking obliterated by Kuma, right? The real sort of buffing effects, that's when you're just fucking grinding on repeat. I'm talking lift, go hard, eat your shit, go recover, and repeat that upwards of 1,000 or so times. And then that's where you get to enjoy, right? And not even 1,000. I mean, I'm in like an outlier for sure in terms of my fucking just craziness for how far I want to take this bodybuilding side of things. But even just locking in for 3 months, 90 days, or in this case, 100 days, you can make a pretty insane change to your fucking build. And depending on what your starting point is, you can get some serious fucking benefits from that, man. Be it muscle gaining or fat loss. So the unfortunate part is not all that flashy, not all that cool. And honestly, some guys are gonna fucking dog on you for being so obsessed about it because it doesn't match their fucking, primary directive of, come home from either just work or school, and then that free time is supposed to be meant for just chilling, going out, whatever else, right? I think the logic is, oh, dude, I get to chill, I get a day off. Oh, let's do nothing. Sweet. Which, of course, I mean, depending on your workload, if you've got like a real crazy sort of job that would qualify more as like a passion project for you, like anything kind of self-employed or something, that's a little bit different, right? But if you're just kind of clocking in and then afterward you just sort of let your free time fucking buzz off, I mean, it's just not an awesome approach. But what's going to happen is if you start to shut down on some guys, if you start to kind of stop showing up to stuff, or it's just whatever else, you're busting out your fucking protein shake in the middle of class, going to the hallway to fill it up with the water container. I mean, people are going to think it's fucking weird, and not like that weird, right? Working out is getting pretty fucking mainstream. It's not so niche as it once was. But there's something which the outside observer just doesn't grasp about giving yourself like a very singular and specific focused sort of intense effort that you're repeating on the regular. Because I mean, anybody that sees that is just going to think, like, oh, why would I want to do that? Anybody that's a non-lifter, when they think of the gym, all they think of is like fucking dodgeball in high school, or like the gym bro that Planet Fitness used to put in all of their fucking advertisements. They don't get it. So that's where it's up to you to be able to fucking kind of take the downtime, because you don't get, there's no props, right? When you go to the gym for the fucking 30th time straight that month, you're not fucking Mr. Olympia. You're not suddenly, holy shit, do 30 days in a row. Congratulations, like the end of Evangelion. It's just not the fucking fact. But the fact that that's the case means less and less people are actually kind of willing to do it, because it's sort of for a while, I mean, working out especially, there's no eureka moment. There's no massive change that you're going to make to your build on a day-by-day basis. Even maybe you'll start to see week by week or so, but pretty minimal. So there is no immediate satisfaction from the work that you're doing until later on. And work without instant gratification is not frowned upon, but it's not necessarily held in the highest regard that it should be, just because it sucks, right? Everybody wants a fucking instant dopamine rush. So looping back to what I was saying about the time skip, if you can lock yourself into something where you're making percentages of progress on the daily, nothing's getting in your way, you're really putting a lot of energy into this, you're actually like conscious of each thing that you're doing on each movement and all your meals and sleeping and hydration and everything else, so you're actually making minor improvements on the training itself, time is going to fucking show you the results that you're working for. But it is going to take a while, right? So that's where I mean, this is a pretty fucking perfect example here with a day 100 days into the bulk. How many guys do you know who maybe I mean, freaking the YouTube kind of fitness impact that these videos are having is getting pretty widespread. I'm sure there's a couple of you guys that were like, dude, Sam just started his first bulk, let's do it too. And I mean, that's a dog on you specifically, but what happened? You're the same guy you were 100 years ago or 100 days ago, right? You know, there's no and there isn't really an excuse per se, but oh well, I've got the rest of the year left. I've got all winter left to get into my bulk. I can save it for later. That's a very comforting thought. It's like, I'll be able to do it later. I'll just say I'll save it for a little bit from now. I don't I'll lock in. No, trust me, dude. I'm gonna lock in a little bit. Yeah, sure. All well and good until, guess what? Time is gonna fucking pass regardless, and you're gonna realize, like, oh shit, fuck. What have I been doing the last year? Which usually people don't say. The last year is kind of a short term to be reflective on your life. Usually it's gonna end up being, oh shit, what have I been doing the last 10 years, the last 15 years? Fuck. Which even then, it's not too late. You can still kind of lock it in. But all that's to say, look back at the last, even just 30 days, even just the last month. How much time did you spend doing stuff which you now get to enjoy? And compare that to how much time you spent doing shit which you enjoyed at the time, but now gives you no real fucking benefit and actually may have fucking, be detrimental to your current state. So, just something to think about. That's and that's where these bulking phases, I feel, really kind of kick in, because apart from getting bigger, there's no props for getting softer. It's like, oh shit, man, where'd your abs go? You used to be so much leaner, But I know for a fact that underneath, that's where some serious gains are being made, which I'll get to reveal. Which I'll get to reveal and enjoy in the further coming months. So this bulk is not stopping. Day 100 is not the end. Day 150 is not going to be the end. We might even get up to day 200. That is not far-fetched. So beyond 200, there may not be much point. We'll just kind of have to see what happens. But plan for the lift today. Definitely a late one, but legs has come around yet again. So I think sorry about that. Hamstrings first, obviously. Few sets of leg extensions to get my quads warmed up and my knees nice and warmed up too. And then same shit as before. Usually I would say don't repeat the same workouts lift after lift after lift, but this one has been fucking killing it so hard I don't want to switch it up. So I'm thinking Smith machine squats followed by the oh fuck, what is it called? Oh, I forget the brand exactly, but it's like a leg press, but instead of moving the weight up a sled, it sort of pivots around like a hammer strength chest press or something like that. But that one has just been feeling so good that I don't even give myself a set number of sets. It's like, all right, 2 sets of leg extensions, 1 or 2, probably 2, but maybe 1 we'll see, sets of Smith machine squat, and then it's just pretty much try to destroy my quads as much as necessary on that leg press, until I can say, okay, I'm trying to hold in a yawn, but as many sets on that leg press until I get to say, oh, okay, that's enough. Oof. Which is, it's a little subjective, so that's where you gotta have a little bit of a tougher mind, right? Because the way that I go about my training, it's not a written out routine where I do the exact same amount of volume per day, and it's just like, okay, I'm sticking to the program. It's more so, okay, I'm gonna go until I feel that I've completely stimulated whatever my targeted muscle is, adequately fucking induced some growth, and not overstress myself to the point of improper recovery. So somebody could say that and then just do like 3 sets and say, dude, my quads are destroyed. Oh, those are the best 3 sets of my life. But that guy could be fucking lying, you know? So it's where you gotta sort of be responsible for your own training. Because I know if I slack off or if I cut the workout short because I'm tired or something, I'm not gonna make as many gains as I would if I went actually crazy. So for me, it's a no-brainer. My only issue is I want to hit that sweet spot of training volume where it maximally stimulates my quads into growth, but I don't completely thrash them to the point of, well, not being able to recover for the next leg day. That's if I'm like a metal detector, every set I'm kind of sensing like, was that enough? One more. Perfect. That's kind of what I'm thinking. But I've got a little bit of a drive because this gym's a little yeah, because this gym's a little bit further from some of the gyms that are just kind of in my hometown. So I haven't dragged the pre yet. I'm gonna save that pretty much until right when I park, because I don't need to be fucking caffeinated for hamstrings. I don't know. It's just not sort of necessary, right? So by the time I finish hamstrings and I've gone leg extensions started and I'm moving on to like Smith squats, that's 30 minutes, 35 minutes or so. That's when I should be starting to feel the full kind of effects, and I'll get that little caffeination boost, as it were. So something to think about, since I know legs is going to be a longer lift. I don't want to blow my load caffeine wise and then be a little bit extra tired for my last few sets of leg press. So a little bit of a mindful timing of the pre-consumption, but no point talking about it. I think I might just, well, I don't know. With all these videos, I record every set. Every set of the workout is in the workout. It's not. Let me make sure I take the right exit here. But it's not like I just record a few sets here or there, and then like there was a lot of stuff off camera. No, it's like every set is included, unless I say otherwise. Because if I do calves, I might just say, all right, I'm going to do 8 sets of these or 6 sets of these, and then just show the one because it's the same shit, like fucking on repeat. But sometimes I feel like I might want to trim down some of the clips, just because a 30-second clip of just straight leg extensions and of leg curls can be a little bit monotonous. And if you're curious as to why I'm yawning, I'm just always a little sleepier throughout the day when I'm bulking up. I feel like, fuck, dude, I'm getting OG primal back to when I was a baby. All I did is fucking eat, grow, and sleep. So the eating and the growing part, along with the fucking crazy training, touch extra yawns. But once I'm actually walking into the gym, I'm gonna be fucking alert, high alert. Activate that perk. But let's get started. For whatever reason, this leg curl specifically doesn't work with me to do like a really nasty set. Like there's some movements I don't mind fucking throwing around like a nutcase. Like if I'm sitting with like an easy bar cable attachment, doing standing dumbbell curls, or I guess standing fucking cable curls, I can throw that shit around, and I'm still feeling it well in my biceps. But with this, if I start trying to really wrench it, excuse me, my lower back's gonna be going crazy. My fucking lats are gonna be squeezing because I'm trying to jerk the weight up. Just doesn't make sense. but that's just kind of the nature of it. Some movements, ask for different kinds of form. Okay. I think let's do 2 more exactly like that. Okay. I'm tempted to just call it there. Let me think about it. I'm going against my own word. Only 4 sets of just hamstring curls. What the fuck am I thinking? Especially after I just said all that shit about don't call your workout early. So, 1 good squeezing set of RDLs. Just a plate. This will be solid. The only reason I kind of have to split my leg days into 2 styles. Because if I go too crazy on hamstrings with the hip hinged loading, it's going to affect my lower back sort of stability for squats. So usually if I do a lighter quad day, that's where I'll do my heavier RDLs and hip hinging stuff for hamstrings. But 1 nasty light squeezing one, and then we can get some leg extensions going. No need for straps. This is light enough. All right. Jesus. Oh, maybe I was fine just after those leg curls. Well, now hands are totally cooked. We can move on. So, the whole point of leg extensions right now is kind of, sort of preparation. Like, this is a hard set. I'm going to squeeze it. It's whatever. But the real magic is the fact that it's just warming up my knees. So when I go squat, I don't feel like they're going to explode. So let's do some single leg shit. 1 notch heavier, actually. That's good. Oh, yeah. One or two more. Let's go do some kind of squat. Look at this. All right, so I'm running into a real problem when it comes to anything bar squat related. I need to loosen up my chest and my shoulders. Otherwise, like, I feel like I can't really get into that squat position. So this is a real cue that I need to do some out of gym stretching. Now, once I'm loose, it's fine. But this is the first step for me before any bar makes contact with the traps. But I'm gonna go 1 plate, 2 plates, 3 plates, 4 plates, 5 plates, and then either say 5 plates is enough or get fucking crazy with it and go heavier. The limit of this squat, or of this Smith, is 6 plates. So I know that the top end here isn't too far from attainable in the near future. I'm not talking today. You know, I think, well, why sell yourself short? How about we just find out how heavy it's gonna be once I'm nice and warm. I was tempted. 5 plates felt pretty fucking easy. But let's not get too crazy. I think 6, some part of my lifter senses is telling me don't do 6. 525 will be all right. So I'm gonna sit down, find a song that gets me fucking going like crazy. And then there's no better way to put it than see red and go insane. Oh my God. Oh. 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 That was really good. Oh my God. I say this with absolutely zero exaggeration. No set can be suddenly improved by just insane, brutally deep hype as some kind of squat. Honestly, I think I might just move on to leg press from there. I don't think I'm gonna be able to beat that. So let me sit and decide. But I don't mind a one and done if it's good enough. But I gotta sit my ass down, fuck. Oh. Okay, yeah, there was a negative possibility that I'd be able to do another one of those squat sets that well. And I think half of that is maybe I went a little bit too heavy. With anything like that, where it's a lot of moving pieces, lower back, I'm spending a lot of energy bracing, my glutes are coming into play for stability. It's a bit extra fatiguing, you know. Like this is, even though this is suppress, this is way closer to an isolation quad movement than that Smith machine squat is. So I think that might have been too much. 5 plates for like, maybe I got, with that same height, with 5 plates, I feel like I could have got 12 reps. I probably would have felt like doing another set, or Felt like I could have done another set of that same weight. But that was about as crazy as I want to go. There's 8 reps failure on something heavy like that is like my bar. Like if I get less than that, then that's a real cue I went too heavy. So for a heavy set, I guess it was just enough to be within reason. But you know, it's like going 10 over on the highway, and then you see a trooper, pull up in your fucking rear view mirror. He might not get you, but you're still asking for trouble. So this is heavy enough. 10 reps should be close to failure zone. Other than that, I just gotta go crazy. So let me lock into it. Holy fuck. Okay. All right. Let's try to do that a few more times. I do not anticipate more than 4 sets here before this lift is over, but I've still got room for quad obliteration. Damn. Okay. Fuck now. One more. Holy crap. Okay. Holy crap. Okay. That's enough. Holy crap. So, the conclusion that I've come to with legs, the harder, the fucking better. You know, I've always thought like, well, legs is a really big day. Maybe I should just do hamstrings on their own and then have like a quad separate day. But every time I do that, it's like quad sucks. Then I'm not really in the zone because my hamstrings aren't nice and warm to make my knees feel good for squats. It's just not a fucking ideal situation. So, for the faint of heart, I guess I'm not surprised some of you guys are skipping legs. Obviously not you. You're squatting hundreds of pounds to absolute failure into your nosebleeds. I'm talking about everybody else. But let's see how quads are looking in this pretty solid down lighting. I gotta so no, they definitely feel fucking pumped, but posing wise, the real freak show factor from legs is actually going to show through once I'm extra dieted down. I mean, they're still solid. Like, I've got some fucking thunder thighs here, or at least I'm getting there, but it's nothing compared to kind of how cool and freaky they're gonna look once they're extra lean. Because when it comes to your musculature, the leanness effect has, well, depending on your body fat distribution, it's not very fair, right? It's a little bit fucking disparaging, you know, because somebody who, let's say they've naturally got a lot of their body fat deposited torso, stomach, back, butt, legs, which is pretty classic for a dude. That's sort of like the baseline fat distribution. Your forearms are gonna be fucking freaky even if you've got no abs, right? There's just not that much fat here. But as you get softer into a bulk, for me at least, legs drop a freak factor. Well, the leg freak factor drops by a factor of at least fucking 2. Because compared to like my chest or my triceps, the amount of fat I've got separating my actual muscle from skin is a bit thicker in here. So, doesn't make them as crazy. Once I'm lean down though, I'll really get to see the results. I'm talking cuts, veins, feathering, everything above and below. Oh my gosh, what's even a good word? Because tired is not it. Just saying I'm tired is not enough after that leg day. Exhausted is getting close. Oh shit, I gotta put in my handy dandy directions. But no, I got a nice little speech for us here. It's about what you're actually using to fucking get yourself amped. Let me look this up. I'm just gonna totally miss up my words if I try to talk when I'm typing here. There we go. Perfect. Yeah. So what I was about to say was, dude, you've got to treat your fucking training like you're out of this world in a goddamn fictional reality. Because if you're approaching this shit with a realistic mindset, I mean, dude, you're only going to get realistic results. And for the most part, I'd say the word realistic is very easily equated with just fucking average, with just fucking mediocre, with a run-of-the-mill, a baseline. Dude, that just fucking sucks. And the reason I say that is because, I mean, the working out, I think everybody should have one specific thing, or maybe a couple of things, whatever, but at least one where you can really dive into it. You're working hard at it because you like it and you're getting good at it. Like, specific proficiencies don't only make you really good at that one thing. The action of fucking, developing skills, regardless of what they are, it translates into your approach to everything else, and it just makes you a cooler fucking guy. I mean, how many dudes do you know where their most fucking, deep knowledge is like what vape store has the cheapest, bulk bubblegum juice, right? I mean, I'm not going to say that's maybe worthless information, but I'd rather know a little bit more about the training. But not to get off topic here, Everybody needs something like that. So whatever it is, whatever that is, dive into it head first. No holds barred, go nuts. But with the training or with anything physical to do with your body, that's not something which you can walk into the same way that you do anything else. I mean, there's a certain, like, just energy because you're being physical. Like, anybody can just grab a few weights or put 2 plates on a Smith machine and, like, do a couple of reps of squats and whatever, maybe you'll get some minor fucking hypertrophy induced muscle fatigue from doing like an RPE 1 set. So RPE, rate of perceived. Dude, I bet my blood sugar is low from legs. Rate of perceived exertion. That's a pretty standard sort of a way to gauge a set. 10 means you maxed out. 0 means you didn't fucking try at all. And I think there's a lot of fucking sets out there that are below a fucking 3. Like, just going through the motions, whatever. To expect any gains like that, I would say, is fucking beyond foolish. Now, I think the guys who are doing sets like that, they might not admit it, and maybe even deep down, they don't necessarily know it consciously, but they don't fucking want it. They do not want it. So that's where, when it comes to your actual sets, and this does not have to be the whole fucking workout. In between sets, if I walk up to the front desk to get some water, I mean, I'm gonna be fucking goofing around like a goddamn Discord comedian, right? Like, I'm talking, go up to the front desk guy and say, hey, can I check the lost and found? I'm looking for my Jelker. Like, just say some stupid shit, whatever. But I don't want to let that take away from the seriousness of the set by set work that's actually being done. So, regardless of whatever kind of goofing or talking or just chilling that you're doing, when it comes to each of your working sets, dude, you have got to go nuts. I'm talking no outside thoughts. Like, I don't even think, I was definitely not thinking words when I was doing those squats and those sets of hip press. There were no tangible words or cohesive thoughts in my mind. All it was like, like, how you can hear your own thoughts when you think words, right? I was thinking like just a fucking goddamn roar. Like, just, and the reason why I say that is because you just can't do a set to the fucking level of exertion that's necessary for serious gains with a perfectly level and calm approach. I think to even try to do that is just an undermining of the fucking underlying situation that lifting is. The harder you go, the better gains you'll fucking get. And, like most things, the more gains you want, the harder it's going to be to get them, the less people will want to actually fucking do it. How many guys want to, sit in the room and practice guitar for thousands of hours and then, like, be seriously fucking skilled? How many guys are sitting outside of class or whatever, coding to the point where they're now, like, receiving high 6-figure, like, coding offers and going to, like, worldwide national level coding championships and killing it? And that's not just a random fucking situation. One of my friend's brothers is he's kind of doing that sort of stuff, and that's fucking insane, And with everything, the crazier shit that you want to do, like I was saying in the beginning, it requires the most fucking time and energy on the back end, which will actually fucking add up, until you if you're at the beach and you want a badass fucking hole in the sand, which well, for my 4% female audience, you might not get it, but for all the guys out there, no explanation needed. It's not just going to happen, man. You got to start scooping. So even though each scoop, it's not really, you wouldn't notice much if you do 1 scoop versus 2 versus 3, but by the time you've done a few fucking 100, dude, you can fit fucking 3 guys in there, So I can't overstate it. I cannot overstate it that your effort on a set-by-set basis has one of the strongest relations to your end goal gains as really anything. And I know that might sound like I'm taking food and diet and recovery out of the situation, but if you're actually serious about making your workouts insane and trying to optimize every facet of your fucking training, recovery, diet, sleep, then those things will just fall into place. Because if one of your highest priorities for your workouts is making them as good as possible, then underneath that pinnacle point goal is a few key factors, right? I want to be well rested. I want to be well fucking hydrated. I do not want to have an exertion headache because I don't have enough fluids in my system and my brain is either like swelling or shrinking. Like that's kind of the cause of all that sort of stuff, just from having a fluid imbalance. I want to be well fed so I can actually fucking fuel this workout as well as the recovery outside of the gym so I can come back the next day and make it happen. Okay, if I want all those three things to be good, then let's back up, and then each of those has its own individual fucking necessary actions to take to make it happen. If I want a good night's rest, maybe I'm not going to stay up on Discord until 3 a.m. and then wake up at 8, totally underslept, have to go do whatever. Either do cardio with with less than ideal sleep, or skip the cardio and sleep a little bit more. I'm not going to sit around and just drink like one monster before I do my cardio in the morning, and then nothing else until I drink my pre-workout, and then suddenly have to say, oh, I don't really feel very pumped. It's like, oh, my joints feel so stiff. Or one of the worst case scenarios, which I see the most, is guys where they just don't eat enough fucking food. You're not eating enough and giving yourself enough energy to recover. So even if you are training like reasonably hard within a hypertrophic kind of level of intensity, you're not fueling yourself up enough to be able to come back and keep that up in a way that's going to actually progress you further. It's not hard to stay the exact same level as a lifter. It's actually pretty fucking easy. There's just a couple of extra steps, diet, sleep, training, where if you just improve them marginally over time, it's going to pay dividends, So not to get so personal, or no, not to get so like nitpicky and kind of targetish, but when I see guys doing scrappy sets, and especially when this really gets me the most. I'm not going to get mad at my phone, but just the idea that there's guys out there where they're saying they're training hard, they're saying they're eating enough food, they're saying they're locking in, but there's no easier way to put it than they're just lying. And the social media side of things, you're just lying to whoever's watching you. But even worse than that, you're lying to your fucking self. I mean, you're not going to say that every fucking day and not at some subconscious level believe it. Because, that's just going to turn you into a fucking schmuck. If I constantly told myself it's like, oh, I'm eating all my meals, I'm training hard, man, I'm getting enough sleep, I'm drinking all my water, I don't know why I'm making any gains. If you keep feeding that little narrative to yourself over and over and over again, then eventually you're going to completely believe it. I'm talking like CIA sort of mind control situations. If you hear enough, the same statement just over and over and over again, it's going to just become your reality. Then there's no chance that you're suddenly going to fucking break that pattern and start to say, it's like, okay, maybe I need to change something. Because it's just human nature to pick an excuse. To say it's like, oh, well, if I'm eating enough food, it's not my fault. I'm just a hard gainer. This is bullshit. Fuck. It's like, there's a certain amount of accountability that you need to have for your own gains if you want to make them happen. And it's the guys who can't do that. It's the guys who can't wrap their head around the fact that, like, okay, I'm responsible for my own gains. If I'm not getting them, and if I'm not making noticeable progress within reason for my situation, then I need to change something. That's like maybe 5% the case. The rest either just fucking, show up to the gym all casual, like whatever, or they just always, oh, dude, I'm training so hard, man. Dude, I swear I'm really fucking going hard, man. I like failure every set. It's like, yeah, all right, man, if I can believe it. Put my headphones in, then I do a real set, So it just sucks, right? That's something which I hate to hear, and I just hate to see it, But do not. I've got a little bit of a fucking split personality here, because when I'm dogging on anybody for not taking the set to crazy failure, I'm not talking about everyone, right? I'm not talking about everybody. Everyone does not need to be a fucking diehard meathead gym rat where like the gym is their fucking primary focus of their day. That is definitely not the case. So for anybody to just go to the gym and get a casual workout, and I don't mean like, just do a fucking workout, get some muscle-based, training in. Weight training is insanely fucking important. I'm not going to be bodybuilding forever. Like eventually I'm going to reach a point of like I'll stay this big for a while and then shrink down to a reasonable weight. But even after that, weights are not going away. You know, I'll see it a lot with especially older characters. Like, fuck man, you're gonna need help picking up your luggage to put it onto the overhead part of an airplane later on. Whereas, somebody else who's getting there, even just a 30-minute workout a day, just do like some kind of circuit of like some leg extensions and some rows and just a full body whatever. That guy's gonna be in shape. That guy's gonna be physically capable for, his whole fucking life. So that's where I think everybody should be working at. Everybody should get some level of weight-based resistance training, plus however many minutes of cardio per week. I think about 120 is what's like recommended. I have no problem going over that, right? You're definitely not going to have a problem doing 30 minutes of cardio a day, especially like reasonable steady state level stuff. But that's fine, and that's good. Everybody should be doing that. My problem is the guys who say that they want real gains, the guys who say that they want it, and they probably do, but they just don't want to take that next step. So, I guess that's sort of up to you, right? Look at your own situation and tell me, right? Do you think you're doing everything that you're willing to do, time-wise, to put into this that you want to get out of it? And that's not rhetorical, But if you know you want more, you are completely fucking capable of doing it. But the only person who can do that is you. So that's where I'd be pretty curious to see like a real psychoanalysis of my mind and my thought process when it comes to working out. But I'd be upset if I rolled into the gym, did a scrappy workout, and then left. Like that. Oh my God. I can't even imagine it, Now it's different if I have like an injury or something and I'm doing like a light day. But I'm talking if you're fully capable of going hard, but you don't, dude, not cool. Not cool for me to see, and definitely not cool for you to do. But I really hope I'm not talking to any of you guys specifically. Like, I hope I'm just making reference to characters out there who aren't locking themselves in. But if if you're one of the few, which I definitely think it's the minority, who are actually taking this shit seriously, then you're going to start to see some patterns. You're going to start to see the TikToks coming on your For You page, probably even just within the month. 2025 is right around the corner. Kill the old you. Be reborn. Same guy is never going to fucking do a set of squats to failure in his life. But he's still going to post those gym edits year after year after year. I just hate to see it. I hate to fucking see it. But it does make me feel a little good because I know I'm locking in. So that's up to you. But no more of that. No more dogging on the non-locked in. They know their own. They know what they got to work on. So, dude, fucking 12:11. I was in there for quite a while. I'm ready for bed. After I ate my last meal, bed without fucking dinner. That just doesn't make any sense. So, what that last meal will be, I'll have to see. I will have to see. I'm thinking a few packs of instant rice paired with probably, I think 3/4 pounds of ground beef. I think I need 70 more grams of protein for the day. So about a half pound is 50-ish. Take on my vitamins. Drink I'm probably just gonna, when I get back, I'm just gonna probably destroy 1 liter of water with some electrolytes. Maybe two before I actually hit the sack. But I can be pretty fucking proud of myself after today's leg day. Go home knowing I killed it, and then make that shit happen again tomorrow. So chest will be freakily pumped. But that's not a spoiler. You already knew that was going to happen. So I'll see you then.